Alright, everybody keeps telling me I should do tutorial videos and put on my YouTube, so I'm starting a little bit late. I'm already in the process of just resetting the TCM. In order to do that, you have to remove the negative side of the battery cable. Not the positive, the negative, because that kind of resets it the correct way. If you do the negative and you touch something, you can short something out. So anyway, negative. But Ford doesn't make it easy to get to that negative. As you can see, it's way back here, and I actually already have it pulled out some. So I'll kind of walk through the steps as I put it back together. And obviously, to take it apart, you just do the reverse. And this will help with any hesitations, stutters, anything like that. I probably should have reset it when I changed the transmission fluid, which is recommended by Ford in this vehicle and probably a lot of other Ford vehicles. You have to use the ultra low viscosity transmission fluid. Hold on, I got some. This stuff. And it takes about 4.5 quarts. And next time I change it, I'll do a tutorial for that. But obviously, there are other people have already done tutorials. This will just be the way I do it. Alright, so anyway, back to the reinstall the negative cable and put it back in place and reinstall everything you have to take out in order to get to the negative cable. And or if you were gonna take your battery out to replace it. Not the easiest battery replacement there is. So I guess this is just how Ford needed to do it to make everything work. Anyway, so here we go, putting everything back together. Good. Alright, so first we'll take this negative cable, put it back on there. And I heard, if y'all heard that, that was the electrical components re-engaging. It keeps doing that because it's not tight yet. So tighten this. Want to make sure you tighten it snug. You need to have a good connection. If you don't have a good connection, you can short a bunch of shit out. Become an even bigger problem. Definitely snug. Just gonna snug this down too. Positive side, just to be sure. Couple turns, nothing moves. That's what we want. So put this back on. This is a safety feature so that you don't touch anything like your tool to the positive side. If you touch a tool that's not shielded, it can shock you, short out, you know, etc. So now we have that back in place. We're just gonna push it back because, like I said, I had to pull it forward to get to it. So push it back. So that's what I was saying about it being terrible to get to. You can't get to that negative terminal way back there, without pulling this forward. So now I'm gonna reinstall the bracket. This goes in here. Sorry, you can't see it. Goes in here and holds the edge of the battery right here. So it kind of sits up on it like this. And right there. Right there. And then you just snug it down. All right. Snug that down. And now your battery can't move. So we'll move on to the next thing. So I forgot to tell you, I removed these wire looms to be able to have access a little better. If you get you a little trim tool, this is just handy. It pops in and pulls those little plastic trim pieces or lock pieces like this. And now you just gotta put it back in there. It just pops back in. It's not rocket science or anything, but it makes it a lot easier if you have this little trim piece, because you can get under them any type of way and pop it open, you know, whatever. So, all right. So next thing I'm gonna do, like I said, is put together the rest of the stuff. All right. So this is the air box where air comes in, goes through here, and goes through your engine. This is where your air filter goes, but this is it completely removed. And if you see, it has this little nipple on the bottom and one right here, okay? Those drop into these little grommets that hold them and kind of snap into place, and the air intake is gonna screw in here and here, okay? So I'm gonna snap that in and then show you how it pops into place. All right, so it's snapped back in, pretty easy, just kind of lines it up. This needs to line up, and then this will just kind of drop in place and then snap into those little nipples inside there. So as I said before, I just take these looms off and they're just connected. They just snap back into place. Snap there. And that one snaps on there. This goes here. And then I'll plug everything back up and I'll kind of walk through that. So, all right, so while I had everything apart, I take my air filter out and I just kind of use some compressed air, clean it out. And looks like I need to blow that out again. I'm gonna put my filter back in. Alright, now I put the airbox cover back on. You just can't forget to plug your connectors in that you disconnected, because you have to disconnect these two to remove this airbox cover. And this is one of your sensors, so you need to have it plugged in or you'll get error codes. And then these you got to put this in first. When you put the airbox, you got to put this under this little bracket, and then these just clip and shut like normal, and then your battery's back in there.